I'm a big analogy person. I use a lot of automobile analogies. I tell them, you do maintenance on your vehicle, right? Change the brakes, change the tires, change the oil, change other parts that when something goes wrong, well, your body's no different. And a lot of people don't get into that. They don't realize, the body can be almost like a domino. When you have something that's strained or out of whack, it goes into this, and next thing you know, their knee's hurting because of something that's going on in their low back. So I'm a big promoter of therapies, and I've done lots of different therapies on myself. One, because I like to experiment. Two, I want to know what might be the most idealistic approach. When a client says, hey, this is what's going on, what do you think I should do for it? I want to go, I don't know. So massage therapy is huge for me. That's one of the first things I recommend. When I have a new client, I tell them, look, within your first month, you're going to need to get a massage. I usually recommend a deep tissue massage, and most people don't understand that when you get a deep tissue massage, you're not supposed to be like this and fighting it the whole time. It's supposed to be productive. You shouldn't have to fight on it. So that's one of the first things I'll recommend, depending on what we run into. I look at, with my clientele, I look at the mechanics of the body. So I'll evaluate them when we start to kind of see where they're at. Nowadays we have a lot of this because people are on computers, people are on phones. So structurally, we get a lot of things that are out of whack. So massage therapy is always one of the first things I recommend. I'm big on chiropractic. If somebody believes in it, there are a lot of people that don't buy into chiropractic. I get it, but the skeletal system needs to be adjusted, just like the musculoskeletal system needs to be adjusted. So I personally do those things quite frequently. I recommend that my clients do it. There's a lot of other therapies that I use. We talked about cryotherapy. I'm a huge fan of cryotherapy. Number one, I don't know if you've ever taken a full submersion ice bath.
Oh, every minute.
Yeah. So I used to do those. I do 18 to 20 minute full submersion up to the neck ice baths. Horrendous. When I found out about cryotherapy, that in 2 to 2.5 minutes you could get the same effect without all the other effects after, I was in. So I'm a big fan of cryotherapy, depending on what the situation is. Localized cryotherapy. I'm big into dry needling. I'm big into scraping or the Graston technique. I'm big into cupping. I'm big into IV therapy. I'm big on prolotherapy. I'm big on PRP therapy, depending on what the situation. I've done all of those things, and I'm probably missing some. The deprivation tank where they sit you in Epsom salt. That's another one. Yeah, the float tank. So I've experimented with all those things. I do a lot of those things. Cryo, I do regularly. Chiropractic, Graston. I do all those things because I beat my body up. However, at my age, I'm not that I'm old, but I'm very highly functional for the abuse I've put on my body. And it's the same thing as maintaining a vehicle. You can't take a 40-year-old vehicle, beat the crap out of it, and expect it just to run how it runs. You're going to have to replace things. You're going to have to do different things to keep it working at an optimal level. So I'm big on all those things. The main being chiro, massage, and cryo and the Graston for me. I regularly do those at least once a month, depending on what the situation is. And I kind of do it as I need it. I know my body enough, so for my clients, depending on what they're dealing with, I'll recommend different therapies to them.